Let's go party.
Hey guys! So today I have my friend Anna here.
Hi!
And we wanted to talk a little bit about what goes onto your skin and how it's really important not only what you put into your body but what you use in your everyday routine and how those chemicals actually affect you more than you think. So how did you first learn about this?
I actually grew up using the Arbonne's products, loving them, but I wasn't super educated about the aspect of what you're putting on your skin goes into your bloodstream in 26 seconds. I had no clue about that part in ingredient policy. I just thought they were really amazing plant-based products, but not super in-depth about it.
Yeah. How did you kind of learn about?
It really started from, I knew the brand, and then when I was introduced to the company and the business, it's like really when I started to educate myself on not only like their ingredient policy, but how important it is, and what are some of the things we should be looking out for today, and why we see the rise in cancer and things like that.
So if you guys didn't know, basically here in America we ban 10 to 14 ingredients in our beauty and body products, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK they ban 1,400, is it?
Yeah, over 1,400.
So we have way less restrictions and nobody's really monitoring what it is we're putting onto our body.
The FDA hasn't really been controlling what's going into our products. While, overseas, it's an ingredient has to be proven safe before it goes into a product, where here it has to be proven harmful before it's even taken out of the product or off the shelves, which is really scary because we see all these rises in cancer, like I mentioned, and I truly believe that it's directly correlated with what we're putting on our skin or ingesting through nutrition as well.
Deodorant is a great example.
Yeah, so deodorant, where we put that on every day under our armpits, and we wonder why there's a rise in breast cancer. But in 99% of breast cancer tissue, there's parabens. And parabens are actually a type of preservative, and they're not naturally occurring in our bodies. So they're in our deodorants, and we put them on every day, located very closely to our breast tissue. So that's one of the main ingredients that I'm like, definitely don't be shopping parabens. And I have a few that I'll mention, but keep in mind,
Arbonne bans 2,000, that's 600 more than it's mandatory in the UK.
Yeah.
And so they make sure every ingredient, they test the soil, right?
Yep, we test the soil for everything, for whether it's ingredients for skincare or the nutrition to ensure that it's nutrient dense. Yeah.
So every ingredient that goes into the products is good for us and safe and everything. Disregarding the business and whether you guys want to buy Arbonne or not, I just wanted to kind of talk about what is used in our skin. So as you said, parabens.
Another big one is phthalates, and phthalates are actually banned in plastic water bottles, children's toys, but not in beauty or skincare products. And what they do is actually bond a chemical fragrance with animal fat. And a lot of you guys might not know that our products actually have animal byproduct in there. And kind of I'll go off on a little side tangent about that. We actually have an industry here in the US called animal rendering. Mm-hmm. And what they do is they collect slaughterhouse carcasses, roadkill, pets that were euthanized, extra restaurant meat. It's crazy. And what happens is they collect it and boil it in a vat, and the fat that rises to the top is actually sold off to personal care companies to be like a filler in our products, like that slick feeling in our lotions or maybe in our lipstick. And so then, you can imagine we're licking our lips every day, and it didn't matter if that cat had a flea collar, if that cow was pumped full with antibiotics and growth hormone, and that's going on our skin every day. So that's one thing that I wasn't educated on at all, and I was like, oh my gosh, even though I'm not vegan, that's why it's so important that we have vegan products, also cruelty-free products. But anyway, so they use those phthalates to bond that animal fat to that chemical fragrance, because I'm sure you can imagine that animal fat in your products doesn't smell so great.
Well, it's interesting though, because not even is it the ingredient, but then it's what these ingredients are fed. So if it's an animal, everything that goes into the animal and how the animal is treated. So now you're not even, the animal is gross, but then all of these extra things that
were in that,
right.
Like the flea collar, any medicines, medications that they might have been on.
It's crazy to think about because nobody really does. But
no.
And I know that another girl on our team, Brittany, always talks about bat poop. and mascara.
I was just talking about this.
Yeah. So, but like nobody knows that. They're like, hey, on the shelf, here's mascara, and it makes me look nice, and I'm gonna buy it. But nobody really thinks about how it impacts us, and what's actually in it. And same with our food. What's in our food? It tastes nice, but there's so many synthetic foods out there that like a McDonald's burger can like withstand like fire and still come out okay, or
be on the counter. I know Michelle was telling me that for her kids to see what McDonald's was actually like, she left a burger patty on the counter for days, and nothing happened to it, just because it's so full of preservatives.
And then you're putting that into your body, and your body's like, what do I do with this? You know, like we're not built. If you go hundreds of years ago, like they ate from the earth, and our bodies are not built to break these down.
Yeah, break down these chemicals.
Yeah.
And it gets confused, and that's like why detoxing is so important, is our body has no clue how to break things down, and so it just creates fat cells to store these toxins away from our vital organs.
Yeah. So that is why a lot of us who are in Arbonne do the 30 days, because we're trying to, obviously a lot of us didn't grow up this way, so we have toxins in our body.
Yeah.
And we're trying to change and make that better, but also get rid of what we do have, so.
Yeah.
But there will be another video on the 30 days. But okay, so there's
paraben, phthalates, tallow.
What's tallow?
Tallow is that animal fat.
Oh,
or
okay,
it can also be listed in your product as glycerin.
I didn't know that.
And if it says vegetable glycerin, there is glycerin from plants, but usually, sometimes they don't always specify, so you have to be careful and do your research on it too. Another one that I love to mention is sodium lauryl sulfate. So it's actually like in shampoos, hand wash, like body wash, toothpaste, and it actually is what creates that sudsiness in our products. But it's been linked to cancer multiple times, so like that's another one that I definitely try to stay away from. Mineral oil.
Yeah.
Very similar thing. So we think mineral oil, oh, that sounds like good. Like, that we think like mineral water or whatever.
When I think of mineral oil, I think of something coming from the ground.
Yeah,
and
coming
it being
from the earth.
natural.
Yeah. And I mean, to a degree, yeah, it does. So mineral oil is actually a byproduct of petroleum. So in the same sense that when oil is distilled, what's at the top is actually mineral oil. And the oil companies have to pay to dispose of it. So they were trying to figure out a way that they wouldn't have to pay to get rid of all of this excess. So they actually figured out that the personal care companies could use it in their products, and so then now they sell it to them, and it gets put in, baby oils, different lotion. It might feel soothing, but what it actually does is traps your skin. So as you know, your skin is your largest organ and it has to breathe. But when you put mineral oil on top, it actually prevents that. That's like a huge thing. And it's in a lot of baby care products. Baby care and sun care are the two most toxic ingredient lines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you want to prevent your skin from getting burned.
Yeah.
And you want to keep your baby healthy, but you're really putting all of these chemicals into them and on them.
It's crazy. Like some of the studies that they have with the umbilical cord right after birth, and they see all the toxins that have already been developed with the baby just from, products. Yeah.
So how did you learn about all of this? You just did research
and learning from the others who've come before me in this company, and then realizing that using a healthier product, regardless if it's nutrition or skincare or cosmetics, you notice the difference too. You notice the quality of your skin, and I think it's important to note that it also really works.
Yeah.
It's not just like using homemade honey coconut oil mix.
Some of those actually do work.
And some of those do, but especially if we're talking like anti-aging or something.
Yeah, of course.
It's not going to help with that. So that's what I love. Safest of science and the purest of ingredients too.
So I know for me, before I met Arbonne, before I heard any of this, I just heard that with special hair treatments you can't use sulfate, and so you have to get sulfate-free shampoo. And so I started buying shampoo and stuff, and it smells good and it works the same, but it doesn't have any of those chemicals in it. And when you read the label, you can pronounce things. Those words you can actually associate with what they are. And food especially, I've started to read all the labels, and it's like corn. Okay, you can think of what a corn is, but then there's a 12-letter word, and you're like, I've never heard of that, hopefully it's okay. But all of the ingredients should be based from the earth and not altered 20 times before it's put into your food.
Totally. And I think, using like scientific names on the label and just trusting that the front says all natural is kind of scary. It's really just a marketing tool. It doesn't mean a whole lot in today.
And also they don't really regulate it. They have
No.
certain regulations about it, but there's a lot of ways to get around it and loopholes. But have you seen a difference in your skin and in your body, disregarding the diet and everything, but just from using cleaner products?
Definitely. I certainly have. I was pretty good at taking care of my skin, but then I truly realized more of the importance of it. But I just noticed how much more hydrated my skin feels, and I don't have weird reactions to certain things.
At first I was like, I'm a makeup artist. I use makeup all the time and all of these big brands, and I know what really piqued my interest was hearing that what you use on your skin gets absorbed into your bloodstream within 26 seconds. Like that, I don't know why, but I never connected the dots or thought about it. Hey, I knew my skin was an organ, but I guess because we're so durable and it's exposed to dirt and all these things, I never thought of it, how it could actually hurt me.
Definitely.
So it's really interesting to think about. I just feel like a lot of people,
They don't
have
no
no
clue.
Yeah.
Another crazy statistic is, especially as females, we use probably 20 products before we go out the door in the morning, and the average woman in the morning puts on 515 synthetic chemicals before she starts her day.
in
So
20 products.
yeah.
Wow. And people, especially in that industry, they don't really care about us as consumers. There's so many companies that they're out there to make money and to sell. And so everything's marketed, and what you see in the media and what you see everywhere you go when you walk outside and when you see on Instagram, there's all of these big name brand companies, but they're big in name brand.
Totally. I mean, it's all marketing, and to that degree, like I said, all natural. And when we think about like whey protein, and it's like, oh, it's a protein shake, it's healthy for you, but really it's
a
not.
lot of people just take things for face value and don't really look into it to see what's actually in it. And I know, especially with their supplements here in America, they really don't regulate those at all. And so people are like, oh, protein, as you said, or these
Certain
vitamin
vitamins,
boosts.
yeah.
And people take their gummies every single day, and they have no idea what's in them, how it's really helping them. It's a fad, and they hear something on Instagram that says do it, and so they think they're healthier. They don't take the time to see why it's benefiting them and how it's helping them and what's inside what they're taking. So
Absolutely. I'm always learning more and more, just because like I said, there's so many ingredients that we could be more educated on, and those are just a few that we talked about.
But I just wanted to bring you on here and share with you guys, and maybe just give you something to think about at home. Look through your products and just read the labels and see how many of those ingredients you can actually pronounce and you know what they are, and maybe just look up, 3 of them, and really see what it is that you're using and putting onto your body, and realize that your skin is your largest organ. It's durable and it's strong, but it's still absorbing everything that we put onto it. Definitely something to think about. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Please leave in the comments what your experience has been with different products, and if you have any good brands that you like to use that are a bit more natural. But anyways, have a great day, guys. Bye.
Bye.